Welcome back. We're talking with Joey Evans, and he's talking about the Dakar and a fellow South African rider.
And I believe you had some decent help from a fellow South African who was riding, wasn't he? But then early on it went wrong for him.
Yeah, he had a mechanical on day 4. Went out in the dunes. It was Walter de Blanche, and he went out in the dunes at high altitude on day 4 with mechanical issues. And he was gutted, man. I mean, it's as anyone who rides bikes gets, you know what I mean? You go out on a race like that, you're gutted. And there was 2 guys in our team who went out that same day. I'd get in at night, he'd be waiting at 2 in the morning at the start of the bivouac. You know, at the entrance, show me where our pits are. He'd make me up my recovery shakes, he'd fill my Camelback. Some nights he marked the road book for me, you know, loaded it on my bike.
That's the Dakar spirit, isn't it? That's the way it should be.
It was fantastic, and for him to have suffered what he did and say, you know what, I'm going to put all my effort into helping my fellow South African guy, fantastic.
Brilliant. So look, you eventually make it in with a couple of hours to spare. Just out of interest, did you ever find a car driver?
Not yet, but Daryl Curtis is determined to get a name to this car. So.
And the rider who was unlucky enough to hurt himself but leave you a perfect set of spares, have you managed to contact him?
Yeah, he was from Colombia, so I'm glad I got hold of him and apologised. Yeah. And yeah, now my bike will be arriving in France this week, and so when it arrives back, we're going to pack up all his parts in a box and send it back out to him. And I've told him, and he's like, oh, fantastic, and he's super glad I did it. So I was like, phew.
Well, at least bits of his bike made the journey.
That's it, yeah. So. Part of his bike finished Dakar.
Okay, so you're nearly at the end now. You've repaired your bike. Nothing else can go wrong, can it? Was it fairly smooth sailing from there, or not?
You'd think, wouldn't you? But that last day, you know, we had a long liaison of like 700 kilometers. So it's like doing a race in Pretoria, Joburg sort of area, and then saying, all right, guys, prize giving's in Margate, you know, and so off you go. And during that time, my bike started, you know, giving me flashing lights as a problem, and I'm like, what? So I pull over, and I managed to work out that it's my radiator. Obviously, the day before, my radiator got damaged, but only slightly, so it had taken a long time to run all the water out, but my radiator was dry. So I managed to flag down one of the trucks, and they gave me some water to fill this with, so I filled the radiator, and I missed my finishing time at the podium, but I'm carrying water bottles, and I'm stopping and filling a radiator on this last day. I was like, are you kidding me? But we limped it all the way through to the end, got up the finishing ramp, and ticked the box.
And when you got to the top of that ramp?
Just insane.
The emotion must have overcome you.
Massive.
Completely.
You know, for me, it was right there that was like, that was almost everything. For me, the big finish was arriving back at the airport in Joburg, you know, being back with my wife, my family, having so many mates there just cheering for you, you know, was just everything you could have hoped for and more.
I've got to say, it is one of the best adventure stories I've ever heard. You are I don't say it, I feel a bit embarrassed saying this, you're a proper hero, mate.
I don't know about that.
He is a bit, isn't he? He's a proper hero. I suppose the obvious question is, you're going to do it again?
Yeah, thanks, but no, I'm good. You know? No, I'm not, you know. Walter, the guy who helped me, he'll be back next year, and you better believe I'll be cheering him on. But for me, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. The sacrifice it took to get there, you know, for someone married with children, it was fantastic, and they sacrificed to have me there. But boxes ticked. We're going to move on, you know.
And I think just before we go, moving on for you, what you've been through, I've loved listening to you. I'm sure the audience has. You're going to be doing a bit of motivational speaking and stuff now, aren't you? How would people get hold of you if they want to?
Yeah, they can get hold on the website, you know, from Para to Dakar, as well as we're doing another one which will be joeyevans.co.za. And yeah, we're doing speaking at companies and functions and whatever guys need. You know, it really is. There was dark times in the beginning for me, you know, when you're lying there paralyzed in hospital, and you want to kind of tell guys, yeah, it's not like that forever. At the time, there didn't feel like there was any hope for, you know, but I look back now and guys say to me, oh, you got a fantastic story. And it is a fantastic story, but it didn't start that way.
Absolutely, you know? Absolutely. Joey Evans.
Thank you very much.
Hero. Have your autograph? While he signs my piece of paper, let's cross over to Donovan and Harry, and they can finish up the show for us.
And I've just come across a bike right here, where the rider's being evacuated. He's obviously injured, so I'm just going to take everything off his bike that I need, put put it onto mine and just continue. There's nothing else I can do, and then obviously tonight I'm explaining to the guy and stuff, but he's been evacuated, so he's out the race. But we're just going to quickly cannibalize what we can. Freaking insane, but it shows you don't quit, ever.